Welcome to Between the Sticks. I'm Lewis Walking Stick, your host, and I've got a good friend of mine sitting right next to me here, Kyle Underwood. Kyle, how old are you now? How old are you?
I'll be 35 in about a month.
35 in about a month. This is 2025. About when did 16, 17 years ago, 208, you were fixed to be a senior.
2009.
2009, he's fixed to be a senior. And when I got to come to Sallisaw and coach with Coach Benson, and that was a fun year. And he was a big old fullback, and that was a long time ago,
Yeah.
What have you been doing all these years?
A lot.
I see you around.
Yeah. No. So after school, done a little bit of college here at Carl Albert. Didn't really pan out in the school life. Didn't really like it. I guess wanted to at the beginning, got a getaway, right? So I went on the pipeline for a little bit, which will kind of lead us into where I'm at now.
Okay.
But, I went to the pipeline, stayed for about 8 or 10 months. And then, so from leaving Sallisaw with all my friends every day, I mean, you know how close me and all my buddies were around here.
Yeah.
So, from that to being by myself, after work, you had to find something to do.
Right.
So, and why I'm saying that leads into now is because that's when I first picked up a camera and started doing the hiking thing. But no, I'm back in Sallisaw now. I've worked in die casting and manufacturing since then. I bought a house, about quarter mile up the hill from you, maybe not even that.
Right.
I've been there for about 10, 11 years now.
Okay. Started
a family, got a wife, 3 kids, just the working and providing thing.
Well, I remember the first time before I came to Sallisaw when you were a sophomore, junior, I would see you on your motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Riding up and down Harriet Street by the stadium, or mostly is where I'd see you.
Yeah. And at that time I actually had hair.
Yeah.
It was long underneath my,
Yeah. And, And, I tell the story about your senior year, we were playing Wagner. And of course, I've used plays of yesteryear with you in them on the football broadcast. That particular game, we found a weakness out there and throwing you in the flat about 3 times against Wagner in the second half of that game to keep drives going and things like that. I remembered stuff like that, because I was calling plays and it was great to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Something safe and, you're going to make some yards.
Oh, yeah.
But, I run into you periodically at the convenience store in the mornings. That's when we kind of got back reconnected. And it's probably a routine. I don't know what time you get there, but sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not all at the same time. And we got to talking about this. And I learned what you were doing, and you're big into photography and mental health.
Yeah.
And and I did some research. There's all kinds of information.
Yeah.
So take off and tell me.
Well, like I said, when I got on the pipeline there for a little bit, would go to work, come home, super bored, just wasn't the same, right? I ran around with 4 or 5 different guys about school, we all hung out together every day, and then you go from that to nothing. You go home and it's just you and your little bunny ears on your TV watching CIS on there,
Yeah.
And so then I just was kind of finding myself in a rut. I was just tired of doing the same thing every day. So then I've always been in the outdoors. I was raised in actually Whitefield, Oklahoma. It's about, where I lived then, about 45 minutes from
by Stigler.
Yeah, just a little bit past Stigler. Spent most of my life, my child life up there until I was like 4 or 5. Then that's when we moved to Sallisaw, right? My dad started working for the company that I'm at now. And so we moved here. But I grew up on the mountain, and, I was an only child up there. With my dad was going to college and stayed with my grandma at the time, right? And we all lived there. So, I didn't have neighbor kids to play with then. It was just, hey, go outside and play.
Yeah.
You made your own fun, right?
Yeah, right.
And
Right.
so
Gotta have an imagination.
yeah. So I've been connected to the outdoors for, I mean, I guess basically my whole life. But anyway, so I go to Walmart, I buy the cheapest digital camera that I can find, right? And from there, I start taking pictures, and I'm telling my dad, you know, like, hey, you know, I'm really getting into this, but you know, this camera kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's not that great,
Right?
You know,
right.
you take pictures, and at that point in time, you're like, dang, that's the best picture I've ever seen, you know. And then you know, you look at it a week later, and you're like, did I do that?
It's not as good. You're saying it's not as good later on.
Did I show people that I've done that?
Okay.
And then so my dad, and he's been a big help for me in my photography. But he bought me my first Canon camera, right, DSLR, where I could put new lenses on there. At the time, I didn't know jack about it. But
so how long ago was that? That was
probably 13 years ago.
Okay.
So I got that as a 60D, a Canon 60D. It was still a crop frame sensor. Well, it was a crop camera. And but anyway, it took a lot better pictures than what I got at the time. So I was over the moon excited about it, right? So then, you know, I kind of went from this coming home bored to I'm coming home and I already got a plan for the day. I'm going to go to this location and take pictures of whatever I can find. At the time, whatever I could make look cool was what I wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
And then then I had this brilliant idea that I'm going to get into weddings and senior pictures and you know, family portraits and stuff like that. Well, I started doing that. I got a better camera, right? And turned out that it's like, this is making me hate something that I love, right? Because I was taking pictures of people and then they were, you know, I'm getting hit up every day about, hey, are they done? Are they not done?
Yeah.
Can we do this? Can we do that? Which, you know, hey, I get it. You know, you want your pictures done right. So, but it was turning a hobby that I really loved into something that I was starting to not like anymore.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't admit that.
Right.
Or they don't realize it, or they do realize it, but they don't admit it.
Yeah.
So you went back, you kind of gave that stuff up and went back to the original love.
Right. So there was a point in time, I couldn't tell you when, but I'm just like, I'm not doing any more of these.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a family friend and he's like, hey, can you take pictures of me and my family? Okay. You know, not a problem.
Yeah.
But as far as just like, you know,
making a business out of it, appointments and whatnot.
No, thank you on that. I mean, to the people that do it, I applaud you, right? Because it takes a lot. Because I mean, you know, there's times you got to cancel. There's times where they got to cancel, or you know, it's just, and a lot of it's weather. You know, I mean, people don't think about the lighting. You know, they'll see a bright sunny sky and they'll be like, hey, it's a great time. No, it's not.
Right.
Bright sun is not your friend when you're taking pictures. Right.
Okay.
So a bright cloudy day, right? So I mean, overcast everywhere.
Yeah.
That's like these lights you have in here. It makes a big softbox in the sky, right?
Yeah.
So people, you know, it's hard to explain that sometimes when you're telling people
the big high clouds that are extremely high. And thin,
or if it's completely covered. And if it's raining or if it's completely covered outside, you'll see me going to the refuge or the nearest wildlife location that I can go to.
That's a good day.
That's a good day to get the good shots, right? So let's just say the sun's out and it's shining on one side of your face. Well, the other side's going to be shadowed, right? So when you go in later in your post processing, how are you going to handle that? When one side of your face is blown out and the other side is completely shadowed.
Yeah.
Which there's things you can do to help that with a flash and stuff, but it's not the pristine, you know, good saturated colors you'll get out of those. So, but anyway, I'm not even really sure.
No, you broke it. You understand this inside out.
So like I said, I went from, you know, starting out with the hobby, got into the people pictures and the weddings, and it was like, I don't have much hair left, right? Yeah. You know, I went bald when I was like 18. So
that's true.
Yeah. So I didn't have much hair to pull out, but I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore.
I got you.
And I don't like it. So then I went strictly wildlife photography, right? And so at that point, when I went wildlife photography, I was on there and I was, you know, following groups because there's a group for everything, I believe, right?
On the internet.
Oh yeah, on like Facebook or I mean that's probably where where I post the most on is my Facebook page.
Okay.
But anyway, but I mean there's tons of groups out there. I mean if you think of it and you say this group, you'll probably find one, and there'll probably be 20,000 people on there that have the same.
It's amazing
likeness that you have in something, right?
Right.
So when I first started, I think that it was more of a what is everybody else doing to get, because it's about likes. You want to get, you want people to follow you.
Likes and shares.
You want to get engagement.
Yeah.
You want to get criticized. People to critique your stuff, but not be too bad about it. But
constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism,
or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so you want that, and there's groups for that. I mean, you can say, hey, post your picture here, and we'll tell you what you did wrong. And so I kind of started there, and I was making these off the wall pictures, and every week every couple of days I'm posting something in a different style. You couldn't tell if it was mine or not, right? And it didn't matter what I done, someone had something to say about it. So and
that's good.
Yeah, it's good. I learned a lot. I never took a class for photography. I've never done anything. I mean, I've YouTubed some things, right?
Yeah.
But so that those critiques helped, and it also helps to reach out to people that I like your style. How are you doing this? Or what's, do you have any tips for me? Right. Yeah. So there's different styles of photography. They could be considered like a moody wildlife photography. It's like kind of darker, pretty saturated photos. But anyway, like I was saying, I was posting photos and I would edit them in different ways. And people would always have something to say, but I just wanted it to be good, because I would see somebody post a photo and they would blow up, and I'd be like, okay, I want to do mine like this. Okay. Well, then mine wouldn't do anything. Right. So then it comes a time where I'm like, I'm going to pick and do what I like. Yeah. And I'm going to do it that way. Right. And stay consistent with it. And if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, then,
because there's plenty of people that will like it. Yeah. Because there's so incredibly large number of people we're talking about.
Yeah. So once I decided that I'm, I don't care what anybody has to say about what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep it this way, refine it over time, but just, this is my style and this is what I want to be known for.
I've seen some of your work. Gabe showed me some stuff a while ago, a lot of nature, birds, owls. That's what I happen to see.
Yeah. Pretty much. So owls are a big thing for me, right? Because when you're that close to one and you just sit there and watch them, it's pretty nuts. Like they got a different vibe to them than your regular sparrow,
Okay.
So it's I mean, it's like it's kind of like they have like an attitude of a cat almost. Like a cat's kind of they're not overwhelming, but they're just chilling. They're just vibing. They're not.
But they can change their mood pretty quick.
They definitely can change their mood. And same thing with an owl. And even a great horned owl. People ask me how you find them. I'm like, well, look in a tree, and if he looks like a cat sitting up there, then that's probably a great.
What's a great horn?
A great horned owl is just It's one of it's the largest one we have here in Oklahoma, but it's it has the feathered tufts that stick up on the side. Okay. That looks like horns.
Let me see if I can share screen.
Yeah. Gabe is going to try to find he can do pictures.
Oh, there you go.
Video and picture.
But they look like they kind of look like a cat sitting up in the tree.
Okay.
But anyway, go back to what I was saying. Yeah. I decided that I'm gonna stick to the way that I'm doing things. Yeah. And they like it. If they don't, they don't.
Right.
Okay. So I started doing that, refining, my skill, getting better, learning over time. And then it's just kind of grown into what it is now.
Yeah.
Right. So.
What's he got there? He's got some owls.
Yeah, he's got some owls pulled up on
here. He's got those are your pictures.
Yeah, so
those are incredible pictures.
That one on the far top right, that's a screech owl.
Okay.
I gotta log in.
Okay.
But anyway,
what's the barred owl? Is it barred owl?
The one I call Pretty Lady up there, and those top two are barred owls. But great horned owl is the one that I was talking about. Looks like a cat sitting in a tree.
Okay. Do you have any of those?
Yeah, but not recently, I don't think. But
so this is all 10, 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
It's
kind of morphed into
this.
And this, and I'm getting more into videoing. But so it's, if I'm out and to go take pictures, then I'm picture first. And then if I get what I think if I get a good shot, then I'll switch over and start trying to video it.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit different.
Okay.
But I've been kind of morphing a little. I want to do, I mean, I always do photography because it's just something that I've loved to do. But I went from, taking pictures of people, I probably haven't done like an actual, like scheduled something with a person in probably 7 years or more.
Okay.
And so from then on, it's been basically all wildlife. And I've grown from, especially on my Facebook. So that's kind of my biggest thing. I constantly, I post every day on there.
Okay.
And I went from, obviously 0 followers to we're setting at going. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have 500,000.
500,000 followers on your Facebook.
So right now, I think we're like 423.
Yeah.
And I think it's gaining 1,000 or so followers a day.
Just proves people love pictures. They love to save memories. I mean, look at this room. You know, I mean, so save memories and
there's and I've had a lot of people, tell me story. I mean, owls have been connected to death and spirituality for.
Right.
I mean, there was owls stamped on Roman coins back in the day.
Okay.
But there's especially around here with like Native
American. Yeah.
So there's a lot of different beliefs, and especially in different tribes, right? So it's a lot of people have a lot of different things they have beliefs. But a lot of people reach out and message me about it and say, hey, thank you, my husband, my father, they were an owl lover, and this letting me know that they're happy they get to see this every day. Right? So and that brings joy to me.
I see. Yeah. That's a heck of a deal. You got into something and it just goes from one thing to another. You just follow your instincts.
Right.
And and for lack of a better term, you just follow your instincts and go with it. And it's turned out well.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these questions you sent me, and I'm already on section 2 here because I think you answered section 1 pretty much. But you talk about photography and mental health. Or explain what that means to you personally. What's your connection between mental health and photography?
Well, so mental health and photography for me is like, so life is stressful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's stressful differently to everybody. Right. So your stress may differ from my stress or.
Yeah. I worry about the stupidest things you could even think about.
Yeah. Well,
okay. To me, I think that's unbelievably stupid.
Yeah. Well,
and minute and inconsequential.
And sometimes our stresses and the way we feel, our heartbreaks and our sadness. Right. And then, you get time down the road and in hindsight, that wasn't that bad. We made it.
Right.
We're going to keep we're going to keep going.
Right.
But I think the connect for me with photography and mental health and just being able to, do that disconnect is like, we take ourselves, or I take myself out, and a lot of the times I don't have a mission on what I'm going to find. I just want to, I'm just going, and I don't always know where I'm going. I just know that hey, we're going to go do this today, right? And you get out there and you're able to just disconnect from, your work, your kids, your wife. You love them, but it's not for everybody. But there's just a disconnect that you can go out there and you can feel like I can breathe again.
Right.
I don't hear the horns honking. I don't hear bells ringing, people talking, asking questions. It's just
okay. I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. And you just you go out there and then when you look through a camera, especially if you're using, depending on what kind of lens you're using, but if you're using a long focal range, like a 600 millimeter lens, right? It's like that's about what I've been using lately. But I mean, you're looking through a peephole and you're connecting with whatever you're taking a photo of, right? And you're getting to view them very close.
Right.
I mean, you can be further away, but you can be right there and kind of just sharing that moment with whatever it is, an owl or a deer or an elk, whatever it may be.
I got you.
And it's exciting, right? Yeah. So it's like, and it's and a lot of times, because I used to hunt. For a long time. When I was growing up, it's just, a tradition.
You were a deer hunter.
Yeah. I mean, I was, but you're born into it, basically. If you're, that's kind of how it was. But, and then once you get into photography, they kind of, it kind of morphs into this the settings have to be right, the
Mhm.
lighting has to be right, the timing has to be right.
Yeah.
And it's not just pull a scope up and put it behind the shoulder and pull the trigger.
Right.
Obviously there's more to it than that when you hunt, but I'm just saying with
Right.
photography is a challenge. And then when you do get the shot that you've been wanting,
Mhm.
right? It's like, it's exciting. And
yeah, because that device is allowing you to view something
Right.
that you can't see with the naked eye.
Yeah.
At that level,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, or specificity or whatever.
Yeah.
What's always fascinated me is the shots of tiny things.
yeah, macro photography.
Do that, or inside the human body.
Mhm.
Doctors use that now to do medical procedures, and then obviously all the photographs of space, the universe, and the Earth, and
Mhm.
and there's all kinds of different ways to go with it,
Right.
And
But yeah, as far as like I said, the mental health portion of it is, you get to get out, get away, and you feel, and it depending on, what your stress level is, or,
Right.
because somebody's, the way somebody feels, like the worst thing that's happened to them is only the worst thing that's ever happened to them. Right.
Right.
And so for instance, I was trying to explain to this somebody at work the other day, and I was just saying, like when you're in high school or before, I'm using high school as a reference because a lot of people go through it, but say you have a heartbreak in high school, right? Your girlfriend, you're in love, yada,
Yeah.
you break up. That's the worst thing. That you're terrible. You're upset
Right.
about it.
At that time, it's the worst thing ever.
It's the worst thing you've ever had happen to you. You thought you were in love.
Yeah.
And then you have your child, right?
Uh-huh.
You have a kid.
Yeah.
Well, that love that you thought was,
right.
That's
different.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
And depending on what circumstances somebody goes through, as far as, maybe a tragic thing that's happened in their life, or
right.
just, everybody has a different way of handling things.
Uh-huh.
But like for me, being able to go out and hike and take my camera gear with me and just feeling like I'm escaping for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go let myself be lost for a little while.
Right.
And then
just
kind of starts you
I get
over.
it.
Yeah.
I get it. You probably answered. Let's see. Here's a question. How does patience, waiting for the perfect shot, tie into mindfulness or emotional healing?
Yeah. Well, I guess so. Like I said,
what is mindfulness? First of all, what is your definition of mindfulness?
I
was reading about it a while ago, and I
guess mindfulness for me would be just understanding a grounding of where I'm at and what I'm doing, and either what needs to be done with something or how to handle.
What I took from it when I read it, when they were talking about mindfulness, and maybe I was reading examples or something, was getting totally focused on something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I took it. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Because if you're stressed, if you got anxieties, it's hard to forget about those things that are stressing you and get immersed or fully engaged in that and forget about that other stuff. That's hard to do.
Yeah, it is hard to do.
It's extremely hard to do. And that's a huge problem for me.
Yeah.
Because I, like I said, some of the silliest things, that's my big thing right there.
Right.
But
and I think within that we have to set goals for ourselves, right? You can't cut the whole tree down in one swing.
Right.
So it's good to, so for instance, you recognize that maybe you're getting, upset or stressing or something about little things.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe start chopping some of those away at a time.
Right.
Because we can't, like I said, you can't cut the whole tree down in one swing.
You got to chop sometimes. Yeah.
And over time, you'll just, it's easier. And then also the things that, maybe previously you were stressing on won't be a stressor for you anymore. And then at some point in time, but I understand sometimes we have things in the back of our heads, like,
well, sometimes you just get so tired of you literally get so mad about it.
Yeah.
And so frustrated with it, you just say, heck with it.
Yeah.
And throw it away.
For sure.
For a while at least.
Yeah.
And but I'm looking here. I apologize. Where did you all these questions are awesome. Could you tell our viewers where you got all these questions? What you remember? Was it all online, or it's
Well, those
very well
questions-
organized?
Those questions were from my assistant in ChatGPT.
Okay.
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 I
So
use,
everybody else knows what that is, but I don't.
Yeah. No.
Explain to Lou what chat.
What's Chat GPT?
Well, we call it our because me and some of my coworkers, we call it our personal assistant, right? So
Okay.
it's AI, and it basically, I mean,
Oh, okay.
it gets to know you, and it also gets to know you over time. So I use it for work, and also use it for ask. I mean, you can ask it anything, and it'll give you examples. You can say, "Hey, tell me about propulsion of a rocket," right? And it's going to tell you some crazy stuff, and you can say, "Can you break this down for me?" And it'll break it down even more, right? So it knows me because I've been using it for a while,
right?
So it knows about my photography, what I'm doing, where I'm going.
I got you.
So I can say, "Hey, I need some questions, for a podcast." And
we had an experience the other day. Remember, we were saying that there was something we had, and AI had already summarized it for us. It was something to do with the podcast.
Oh yeah,
it's Riverside.
It's Riverside. Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm recording.
Yeah.
It spits out a recording summary. It listens to everything. It spits out a recording summary of what was recorded.
Yeah. So within in my job, we sometimes have big meetings with several people in there, and you can record the meeting, and it'll break down who said what, and after it'll give you tasks.
Okay.
Just if you have an hour-long meeting and you got to start writing notes down, well, this you can just put it in there. It'll script it out, and then it'll say, such and such said this, and
you still have to write the notes.
I mean, it's already on your phone. You don't have to write them. It doesn't.
Okay, it heard your phone heard it.
Yeah, and it'll script it all out and tell you exactly.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and I mean it's so we use Teams a lot for Teams meetings, and there's applications to use AI, and it'll record your meeting, and then it'll send you what your actions are. Right.
Okay, it's like your own stenographer.
Yeah.
How do you feel about AI in the editing world?
That's a good question, because I posted I can't remember if I posted a picture or a video a while back, but obviously AI, right? It was a cartoon created. It may have been because me and that owl. She's up in the tree and I'm down below her almost every video we do, right? So I had it create me a cartoon of an owl in the tree and me down there talking to it, and that had a big engagement with a lot of people that were, hey, this is really cute. Hey, this is killing photography, right? So I think
who would say that?
Yeah, well, I think that it's a hard one to. It's kind of a double-edged sword, because I mean I use it for fun, right?
Yeah.
And so if I want to, obviously some of them you can't tell. I mean, there's some really good ones that you can't. It's hard to define an actual photo from AI. Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, if you really look at it and you kind of know what you're looking for, but I don't think it kills it. I think that if you're an artist and you have an idea in your head and you can't spit it out, but you know what it is, I think that hey, ask it to do it, make you something.
Right.
I think it'd be the same argument that a film photographer would make about mirrorless.
Yeah.
About what?
Mirrorless camera.
Digital cameras.
Oh, okay.
So like a film, like old school film photographer that had to use rolls of film.
Okay.
They would make the same argument that we're cheating by being able to use a digital camera.
Okay.
But it's just normal now.
Yeah.
You'd be great. I mean, film is a niche at this point.
You guys could have a heck of a conversation on your, seriously.
I guess I was getting at like in Photoshop or Lightroom, you've got AI masking.
Yeah. I used, AI masking is, so say, for instance, I took a picture of a bird, right? Just, or whatever it may be. And I filled my whole frame full of this, right? And I want to print it off in a different type landscape, right?
Okay.
But not changing the
not changing the background.
I need more space to be able to crop it to be centered, or whatever it may be, right?
Okay.
So you can use, you go into Photoshop and you can crop around it, and then you can just expand the photo, not necessarily adding. I mean, you're adding, say most of my photos are kind of blurry behind the background. It's just the subjects in focus.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to expand that picture a little bit so I can put it into, 8x10.
Yeah.
I do that. Or sometimes if I want to just do it, I've done pictures of myself just playing with Photoshop, right? I took a picture of myself in a field, and then I can add a creek, a cabin smoking, and I think, it's all based on it's art.
Yeah.
I mean, you're creating it, whether somebody else created the cabin and or the water. I mean, it's still your idea, and you put it on there.
Yeah, people can barely see some of these. I call them collages that they did when we were playing, and that's extremely popular. And just this just happens to be the subject. Weather is a great.
Yeah,
that's an interesting thing to a lot of people.
Well, on the topic of like memories.
Yeah.
I guess. How many kids did you say you have?
3.
3. What's it like being able to be a professional photographer and have kids that you're capturing memories of? I mean, I assume you take pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so my daughter's Scarlett, right? So she'll be 10 in, I think, 10 days, actually.
Okay.
So she hates me taking pictures of her, right? Because I've taken, that was my first biological child, right? Scarlett.
Uh-huh.
And so,
well, 10-year-olds are
probably, Well, I mean, I took pictures of her for a long time, and she's like, again, are we done?
Oh, okay.
She just got, it's good to be able to capture stuff like that. And, it's hard to explain. I can go back and look at really good photos of pictures I've taken of my kids, right?
Yeah.
It's not just, cell phone pictures are great, especially now they have phones that have, 48 megapixel cameras on them.
Yeah.
Or sensors on them. So, you can get good pictures, but it's fun to do that. They don't all enjoy it. And it's having 3 kids, trying to get them all to look at the camera at the same time, or just vice versa.
Yeah. Especially the toddlers when they're toddlers.
Babies. I have a 10-month-old as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it's been fun with her because she's not like, she's innocent. She doesn't know what daddy's doing. He's just holding this weird mirror thing in front of my face. And, it's fun with her. Like I said, the older 2, they're just kind of like, hurry up, take a picture, and then we get out of here.
Yeah.
But, you can go back in time and they'll love it. And I used to actually set up a camera and I would interview my little girl, Scarlett, when she was younger, 3 or 4 years old. And I would have a list of questions that I would ask her. And then I would ask her every year the same questions and see how different her answers were, right?
That's interesting.
So that was pretty neat to be able to do.
Yeah.
And go back, and she still loves to watch them.
Where'd you get that idea? Did she watch them? Did you say she watches them?
Yeah, she watches them.
Where'd you get that idea at?
Honestly, I don't remember. I've probably seen somebody else doing it.
Somebody told you about it?
That's not a bad idea.
Well, that's neat. That is. But I don't think I've ever really heard of that. That's neat, though.
But I guess my kids, they get, I guess, probably tired of me taking pictures all the time. That's a lot of our life, I have a full-time job. Yeah. And I also do photography on, obviously inside of that, which hopefully one of these days I don't have to just go to work every morning and I can just go do what I want to do and do some photography work. But, I think my kids didn't realize that, how many people, my grandparents for sure don't, but my kids, how many people actually enjoy my work. But, about a month ago, I was in Colorado in the Rocky Mountains and we're getting on a bus and we're leaving Bear Lake Trail, and we all get on there, and this lady said, "Kyle Underwood?" I was like, yeah. She's like, "I follow you on Facebook." Right?
How'd she know it was you?
Just recognized me from
the picture. Okay.
And then
I'll be.
Yeah, literally 15 minutes later, I pull up to where I had seen a black bear, and there's a lady sitting there, and I walk up, and she said, "Hey, I follow you." So 2 people within 15 minutes when I was in Colorado recognized me, and then again in Missouri. We're going to go see the Fantastic Caverns. Yeah. I'm walking up. This lady's like, "We love Pretty Lady." And for me, it's embarrassing. That's
the name of the owl.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the owls, I took a picture, video and picture that's,
Why is it embarrassing?
For people to say that?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know what to say. I'm a pretty big introvert.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, I love going out, but not around a lot of people. And then when somebody corners you up and they're like, not corner you up, but catch you off guard.
Yeah.
And, start kind of, doing the stutter thing.
and they want to talk. They want to talk.
Yeah.
And you're
which
not-
is fine.
yeah.
I'm happy that they say something.
Well, heck
that
yeah.
it feels cool to be
Yeah.
able to do that, but it also it's like I have this meltdown inside of like, oh, what do I say now?
That blows my mind that people in this big old world, people
Yeah.
they recognize your
yeah.
face.
It was pretty neat. And then that's kind of what I was going about earlier about
Yeah,
sticking
yeah.
with your. So he was talking about niches, right? So my niche
Yeah.
would be like the moody, saturated kind of wildlife photography, I guess.
Okay.
And so
What does saturated mean?
just vibrant, deep colors.
Okay. Okay.
But
I saw the redbirds, the cardinals.
yeah.
They catch my eye. And blue jays. They for some reason those two birds.
And that's so
get
when
my
I
attention.
when I kind of went into that niche and I just kind of kept my and consistency is key too, right?
Uh-huh.
So you can change it up if you want. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want if you're your own photographer, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But for me, I like to keep consistent with my work, right?
Yeah.
And over time, people can recognize my photo without seeing my name on it.
Okay.
So they'll know, hey, I know who took that just by the way it looks.
Yeah.
Because my stuff's pretty consistently
Okay.
the same coloring and shading, and sometimes I kind of veer off of that, but not too often.
Now those people have to have a pretty good trained eye to do that, don't they?
I mean,
Maybe, or I don't
yeah.
know.
If they, if somebody that's followed me for a while
Yeah.
on my page and
Right.
they know my stuff, then they can
Yeah.
see it, and that's
Just like a rock band, people
Yeah.
can hear before they can hear. A lot of times,
Yeah.
this is that band,
Right.
So they can tell
So
the
it's-
intro or
yeah, and it feels good. And then also, like, I have awesome followers, right? So
Uh-huh.
they, if they see somebody share something of mine that, and people will crop my name out of my photos and share it. And you can tell that, most of the time people can tell it's my photo and they'll tag me like, hey, this person's stealing your photo. There's not a lot you can do about it.
right.
Right. I
Free
can go on
game,
there.
sort of.
Yeah. And it's there's a lot on there. And especially with like having a big following like that, you get a lot of scammers.
Okay.
And so people will make fake accounts of me and, talk to people.
Pretending to be you.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and it's
Goodness
a
sakes.
bad, yeah.
They're imposters.
Oh yeah. Several. Yeah. They're imposters for sure.
That blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because people ask me, like, hey, somebody will message me for the first time and say, hey, we already had this conversation, or we already talked about it. I was like, well, we haven't ever talked before. And
Wow.
and then they'll screenshot it, which,
The imposter talked to him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And they always want something. That's what I have to
That's incredible.
tell people. It's like, I'm never going to ask you for anything. Just,
Okay.
if,
You're never gonna ask him for $10.
yeah, I'm not asking you to, send me a check in the mail for
Yeah.
something out of the blue. And, and these people are rude to them. They'll send me their messages and be like, hurry up. Do that. I'm just like, wow. Like, give them the,
Well, they may just be after money or something.
oh, first, most
Yeah.
certainly they're after that.
Gabe, you look like you got 100 questions over there. You surely do. I'm gonna find some questions that you've go ahead, Gabe.
Think. So around here, you go out to Cookson.
Yeah. So, Cookson quite a bit, and the Sequoia National Wildlife Refuge.
That's right. Sequoia.
Yeah. So that's, and there's also another one I can't remember exactly the name. It's up by Tahlequah, JT Nichols Wildlife Reserve. It's pretty neat too. I've got a lot of migrant birds up there, but the bread and butter and the honey and all that's at the refuge at Vian. It's just a diverse. I got ducks.
Ducks.
Deer right now are going into rut.
Mhm.
I went yesterday morning and evening, and several huge bucks chasing does out there. I got some pretty good shots of them. Their heads down and chasing. Cookson. Cookson's really nice for the elk. They have a pretty decent sized herd at elk and Cookson, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a rough ride,
To get to your spot.
when you first get into it, it's pretty nice, like kept road. But once you get
Mhm.
past that, it's like,
But I've seen your vehicle.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so some of those areas when you get way back in there are kind of
We did it the other night when
Sketchy.
we went north. Because there's a place way up north behind us. Yeah.
yeah. And then the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve up past Tulsa, short-eared owls come in.
Okay.
from further north, and they feed out there and those stuff. That's probably one of the cooler things that I've photographed so far.
I ran into it 2 weeks ago maybe about birds migrating. The big migration period was maybe during 2 weeks ago. Maybe they were coming. They're going south now to get out of the north part of North America. They're headed south to get out of the cold. Have you ever caught any migration?
Oh yeah,
you kind of know the schedules, don't you?
Yeah. So I definitely keep an eye on that because warblers are one of my favorite.
Now, what's a warbler? I've heard of it, but it's a bird.
Yeah.
I'm showing my ignorance here. What's a warbler?
Yeah, these like prairie warbler, or there we go.
Okay, it's a chubby little bird. Look at it.
Yeah, so warblers are really like super colored birds, right? So they got.
Look at that one on the left.
Yeah.
Can our viewers see that, Gabe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
what's his
see, that one at the top right, that's a Prothanotary warbler. Those are at the refuge at Vian. That one below, it's a yellow-throated warbler. And that may be a Canada warbler on the left up there. Or
the upper left?
I can't read that. I don't know exactly which one that is.
Can you see it,
Gabe? The top left, the bigger photo there.
With the big bulgy eyes.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly which one that is.
Goodness sakes.
But there's a lot of warbler species.
Warbler, I bet.
Prairie warbler is probably one of my favorite. That's the one they're like a yellow and black striped warbler. But anyway, I also have painted bunnings. So bunnings are, come here in the summertime. They're like one of the most colored birds that you'll see around here. They're red, blue, green, all the colors, mixed into one. And it doesn't look like you would even see that bird here. It's a real tropical bird.
In the summer, it looks tropical.
Yeah. Indigo bunnings. So indigo bunnings are, indigo blue type colored bird.
Okay.
But yeah.
And there's summertime birds here.
Yeah. So the painted bunning is for sure.
So where did they come from to get, what are they getting away from when they come here with all the heat?
I think a lot of them come from down south and make their way up.
Okay. So it's maybe cooler up here in the summer.
And, and speaking of migration, me and my dad, 1st of December, headed to northern Minnesota.
Okay.
So I've talked my dad into going on this road trip with me to northern Minnesota because a lot of the real north owls will be migrating down. So they'll be moving further down into the United States.
Into Minnesota.
A lot of these are from Canada and stuff like that.
They're trying to warm up in Minnesota, aren't they?
Yeah. So
it's so cold.
Yeah, the great grays, snowy owls, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I've planned this trip out, and I've pretty much, told my dad, like, hey, you're going with me.
Yeah.
Right.
December.
Right.
Yeah.
So that'll be the plan for that.
Well, that'll be interesting. That will be, and you know where to go. What. Oh
yeah, I've already got it.
Catch them.
Yeah, I've got it mapped out basically, and I have to rely on other people that's from up there, right? So then we'll see what happens. This will be my first excursion that far northeast, I guess.
And engaging with them.
Yeah. So
now, will you camp out when you go up there? Or
I got as an Airbnb up there.
Okay.
For us to go in.
And it's right in the middle of the action, I'm sure, close to the.
Oh yeah.
What advice, Kyle, would you give someone who's struggling mentally and looking for an outlet like photography?
I think my best advice would be to, just know that everything's going to be okay first, right?
Yeah.
Because we didn't dive too deep into that, but a year and a half ago, I went through some pretty rough stuff, right?
Right.
My daughter lost her mom, and that was, that's a hard thing.
Yeah.
For anybody, and then having to be the one to tell my daughter that.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Right.
And you don't want to be the first guy to break your daughter's heart. I can tell you that. So I struggled for a long time with that, and so after that, I found myself it being really hard for me to think it's okay for me to be happy about something.
Okay.
Right. So
you had trouble being happy about stuff.
Yeah, I had trouble being happy, but also I felt like almost like I wasn't allowed to be happy about
Right.
something.
Right.
Like I felt guilty about, and it
Right.
just took a long time for me. Like, okay, is it,
Right.
like I want to be happy,
Mhm.
and it's just going to be a long road, and just know at the time. I know at the time it's always hard, for anything, any
Yeah.
kind of event that happens like
Yeah.
that, or
Yeah.
and it doesn't even have to be that. It could be stress at work.
Yeah.
Financial stuff right now is it's a pretty rough world we're
Yeah.
living in.
Right.
We don't know from day to day what's
Right.
going to happen.
Right.
So, I mean, if you find yourself in a stressful situation, just
Yeah.
relax, breathe.
Yeah.
There's most of the time there's not a lot we can do about what we're stressing
Right.
on. We stress on something that we have no control
That's
over.
right. Right. Don't
just-
stress on stuff you can't control.
Right. Because
That's been advised forever.
Yeah.
I've
So you're
always
gonna
heard. Yeah.
it's gonna happen whether we like it or not, and we just have to understand that we gotta everything's gonna be
Yeah.
okay, and reach out to friends and family.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I
Right.
I got really good friends, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna tell them everything that's going on in my life.
Right. Right.
But
No, I see where you're coming from. I would say people go out and do something. Just do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, you got to take
Maybe
your
the
mind
physical
off.
activity will help you.
Right, you got to take your
Exercise.
mind off. Yeah, exercise. So
Yeah.
I go to the gym almost every morning now.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm a very scheduled person. And
Okay.
So I, every morning I get up at 4:20. I go to the gym, come home, shower, go to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And then as of right now, when I can, I go out to the refuge. So my wife doesn't have to work anymore, so she gets to stay home with the kids.
Yeah.
And so
Great.
I get to come home to that, and then after work, I go normally try to do some photography
I
stuff.
see.
But
I didn't know you were into it like this. I think it's great. Here's another question that you may have already answered. How can photography communities become more supportive and open about mental health?
well, and I think with photography and just any group or community,
Yeah.
just awareness.
Yeah.
Making people aware of. I mean, a lot of people don't think about things like that until it's either happened to them or it's
Right.
happened close to them. Right.
Yeah.
So I think just being able to accept the awareness and be able to reach out, maybe people can, do stuff more in the community, which
Right.
I would like to do. I would like to find some way to, get our community together and feel like it's, more of a community than
Right.
what we have.
I think it's a blessing to all of us when we do things to help other people.
Right.
I mean, I think both of you guys would agree with that. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. It's a blessing. They say, well, thank you for doing this. Well, it was a blessing to me to do it,
Yeah.
to be able to do it, whatever it is, whether it's putting time, work in or giving money or whatever,
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's all somebody needs. Just
That's
somebody
right.
to give them a chance.
Yeah.
Somebody to give them a pat on the back, give them a hug, say, hey,
Yeah.
what do you need? What can we
Yeah.
help you with?
That's true.
Or let's just, keep our feet moving. Right.
Yeah, that's right. Keep your feet moving, keep stepping, keep going.
I got another one.
Go ahead, Gabe. I know you got 100 of them over there. Seriously, you need to be sitting right here if you want to.
No way. I'd break that camera.
Way.
All right. If I was to load you up, say we're going somewhere, you have no idea where you're going, but you know you need a camera.
Mhm.
Which camera are you taking? And you get one lens. Which lens are you taking?
Just one lens. Huh?
One lens, not two.
Yeah.
Or four.
Oh my
One.
goodness
Yeah.
sakes!
Well, I think for me personally, so one of my lenses I have is a 150 to 600. So I'd probably bring that. My newest mirrorless camera. What was my other questions? What camera and what lens?
What camera and lens?
Yeah, so the R5 is what I've been shooting with most recent, and then I recently upgraded my lens, but my older lens is a 150 to 600. I think I'd bring that and be able to capture somewhat at 150. You can get some okay shots, but I would really hate to miss something that I needed the 600 for. I think because I'm kind of going through that dilemma right now. Not really a dilemma because I know what I'm taking, but
You're taking
It's
everything.
like- yeah.
Obviously.
yeah, when
Minnesota.
when you go to Minnesota, you're just
Yeah.
thinking, what all you don't well, some of the, and once you get in, I'm sure once you get into some of the equipment, it's expensive. So it's like, how am I going to get it there? Is it going to be all right? And it's nerve wracking. And this, I don't know if you've seen the new lens I got, but it's like a damn Canon, right? I have I got a Canon 600 millimeter f4. It's with the hood on. It's like 24 inches long, right? And it weighs 8 pounds. So trying to getting it out out the window, right?
It's like
so
a bazooka.
Yeah, it's like it's a literal cannon. So I'm excited. It's an awesome lens, right? So it's like I'm getting super crisp, sharp photos with it. And but also it's there's cons and pros to a lot of things.
Well, you got to haul it. Gabe knows it. You got to haul stuff and transport it and secure it and
and then it's once you get there, then you have to you almost always forget something. Or I do. Yeah. Most of the time. My biggest lesson I had to learn was like, your SD cards. There's been so many times that I went to take a picture or I've been, oh, here it is. Mm-hmm. No SD in the slot.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's not a good start. And then
need a checklist.
Or your batteries die or something, something's always have. Checklist would be good.
Be one of those Steinberg checklists on the equipment. Check.
Yeah. You always make sure
12-man bag, all that. Yeah.
But yeah, I think if I was to go somewhere, I would, I'll bring the new camera and then probably the 150 to 600, so I can be able to get some stuff up that's a little bit closer, and then some of the stuff a little further away.
Gabe, what would you pack?
Yeah, what do you got in the bag?
Huh? What would you pack if you had to make one choice?
I've been going smaller lately. Honestly, probably this. It's a Fuji X-H2, so it's cropped, and the lens is it's an 18 to 120, but I don't know what that equates out to. It's like probably somewhere around like a 24 to 150.
Yeah,
but I've got full frame and love them,
Yeah,
but I've spent more time with this setup. And it's not the perfect setup.
Yeah.
But it's with me everywhere I go. You know what I mean?
And I think there's also comfortability in that too. Yeah. So that was my biggest thing with going to mirrorless is like, I'm scared to go to there because I've mastered I had a 5D Mark III is what I've been using for the past, 6 years.
Are you saying mirrorless or mirrorless?
Mirrorless, like the newer.
Okay.
That's the newer sense.
It's like to explain how it works, I don't know. But it would be like saying the difference in a film camera and a digital camera.
Okay.
So a digital DSLR camera, mirrorless is the newer technology.
So kind of what it is, Stick, is like, so you look through your viewfinder on a mirrored camera, right? The older stuff.
Yeah.
The light photo comes in, it hits your mirror and reflects up into your viewfinder. And then when you go to take the shot, the mirror flips up, that hits the sensor, and it goes back down.
Okay.
Mirrorless, it's that light and photos going directly into the sensor.
Okay.
And it's digitally putting it into your viewfinder.
Yeah. Which the viewfinder has like a little tiny TV screen inside there.
Okay.
Instead of you're not looking at a mirror, you're looking at the screen.
Right.
Now, in some cameras, things are upside down. Have you ever heard that? Backwards or reverse, or what is the technology of that? That's old technology, is it not?
Yeah, that's
probably, and I may not even be expressing it correctly.
That may be something that's done. I think once comes in, it reverses it.
Yeah,
but the sensor itself and the process that may flip it. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But
you've heard of it. It's old technology,
but
from the 70s or whatever, probably.
I've seen the videos where someone makes a camera with a window and a drape. They'll put a little peephole through something. Yeah. And that's whenever it's backwards. So
that may be it. That may be it.
Yeah, I've seen a guy that uses pop cans.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts pop cans everywhere with a little film.
Yeah. Well, we could sit here. We've almost been going an hour. We can sit here till midnight easy, and I don't think we're going to, but we might go quite a bit longer. But this just occurred to me. We were talking about like who think about this. You don't have to say anything, but who would you want to video? If you could video call one or two people right now, I mean, I think we've got the technology. We could video call, and me and you could sit here. We know we could, because me and Benson have sat here and had guys video calling with. Yeah. Who would you want to video call with? Somebody that's got the same interest as you have, or somebody that you want to talk to.
Yeah,
maybe you've already talked to them, or you just want to somebody that you'd feel comfortable putting on this podcast.
Yeah,
to express their, just think about that.
Yeah,
that's that's a good idea, because we told you what we think the best model is interview somebody like you from all different interests, and we're trying to broaden our horizons, and then they get somebody on video call. Yeah.
So I think that'd be a hard toss up, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes there's
it can be more than one.
That's what we say. There's a lot of times there's like photography in the fields. There's experts on certain things, right?
Yeah.
They're a landscape photographer. They're a wildlife photographer. They're a macro,
and you know those because you know.
Yeah. A lot of them have and these are people that are all over the world, right? So it's not. So I would have to. I don't know. It's a hard question.
Do some. Because we have the capability to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're trying to think of people that there's a lot of people we're going to ask that same question.
Yeah. And also know a lot of good artists that use my photos for reference, right? So there's a woman that she creates these pretty neat wildlife portraits with paint. They're kind of abstract, but she's used several of my photos for reference, and that's another pretty neat thing too that people have done.
Have you had anyone get a tattoo of any of your pictures?
I've had several people tell me they're going to get tattoos of my pictures and sent me what they're going to get, but I haven't actually. I don't know that I've actually seen somebody that has got it yet. But the lady literally probably 2 weeks ago asked me if I was okay with her getting this tattoo. And I was like, oh, it's fine with me.
My goodness.
You just send me a picture of it.
Yeah, that's best. That's what I ask everybody. So if they use my photo for something, I just want to see it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm happy you asked me.
Yeah.
People are going to do what they want to do anyway.
Yeah.
But please just let me see it.
You want to see how it's used.
Yeah.
And what the tattoo looks like.
Some of them are really good.
Yeah.
Like I said, that I can't remember exactly what state the lady's from, but she does. She makes they have really big eyes. All the birds and stuff she does, she makes them with really big. I'll have to
bigger than they really
are. They're pretty neat. But she's used several of my photos for reference.
Why do people do that? Why do they enlarge the eyes and stuff like that? I wonder. What's the psychology of that? Y'all have any idea? I don't either. But
it was neat.
Yeah, but that's a compliment though, that they're gonna a tattoo of your pictures.
I get several messages a day about something neat like that, or also there's some pretty wild people out there that say some crazy stuff.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah. There's all kinds of different people, and there's a lot of them, and billions and billions of people, and
Pretty Lady, is that right? The name?
Mm-hmm. That's the owl. Yeah.
Is that the one that you see the most, like the one that so it seems like you have one you have a relationship with.
Yeah. So at the refuge, I know at least of 4 different paired barred owls where they're at, and not every day I see them, but quite often they have territories, right? So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you'll hear them, and you can go and find them, right?
And they're going to be in that area.
Yeah. And most of the time, if you spot one, that's because a lot of people ask me, how do I find owls, or how do you find so many? And it's not necessarily that I'm going out there and just finding them all the time. It's just like I've found them over time, and I know where they're kind of located.
Yeah.
And once you locate them, Pretty Lady has been in that same area for over 4 years.
Wow.
I've been going there for 4 years, and just maybe a year ago, I started videoing our conversations or our interactions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've seen them or not, Stick, but I can pull up there and call out Pretty Lady, and she'll fly in and land on a branch above me.
I haven't seen this.
And
video.
you videoed it? I've several times I've videoed her coming flying in.
I haven't.
I'll show you after we get off here. It's pretty neat. But she's really comfortable around me, so I can get from me and you away if she wants to get, I mean, obviously I can't just say, hey, get down here.
Yeah.
But whenever she lands close, I can get as close as I want to her, and she doesn't seem to mind. But, yeah. So my biggest tip to people that have asked me is like, if you see one, just remember it. I started with a map of the refuge out there. Every time I see one, I'd circle it.
Yeah.
That's where I've seen this, and this. And over time, you get there, they're early in the mornings, late in the evenings. You're going to probably see them in that area. Maybe not necessarily always in the same spot, but you'll know to look.
They're going to be a certain sector, though.
Yeah.
That you can nail down.
Same with some screech owls. So we have, apparently we have a lot of screech owls on our property. I didn't know that until about a year ago. But screech owls are about as big as a Dr. Pepper can. Wow. I mean, they're tiny. The most vicious, though.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll.
And are they loud? Are they loud?
I haven't heard them. I haven't heard them be loud. They're actually really, really quiet.
Okay.
So I've heard them in the past and thought they were further away. Because how quiet they are. But, and as I've learned, they're just really quiet. I mean, when they make their calls. But
you said they're vicious, or they're?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they do?
Yeah. Well, like I said, me and Pretty Lady have been meeting up for the past 4 years out there, right? Taking pictures of her. And, but anyway, so I've located some screech owls out there at our property, in Whitefield, where I was talking about before.
Yeah.
And, and me and my stepson, Alistair, we were out there taking pictures of them, right? And you got like a 15-minute window that you can get pictures of these guys before it gets dark, because they won't come out and they don't really call much until this certain time period. And there's not a lot of, when you're on the clock and you got 10 minutes till too dark to take pictures anymore.
Yeah.
You're trying to get it, So I know it took me a few tries to actually get photos of the screech owl. But once I did, it got dark. So I'm sitting there on a tripod, just like he's got right there. I'm looking through my photos. All of a sudden, bam, the back of my head, it hits me. Right. So I'm like, holy crap,
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that it sees the light on the back of my camera and it's coming down to do whatever.
I'll be.
So I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. And then here it comes again. Pow. You can't see him. You can't see him. It's dark.
Yeah.
I've just been staring at a lit screen. So when I look up, it's just black.
Yeah.
And then that second time it hit me, I about knocked my hat off my head, and I thought I was bleeding. And they're the size of your phone, really.
My goodness.
And so, Alistair, I'm like, get in the Ranger. And I'm just kind of, can't see them. And but yeah, they're the smallest and most vicious.
So you irritated him somehow.
Oh yeah, he didn't appreciate what I was doing there at that point in time.
Okay. Now that's just one time. It just happened once.
Yeah, that.
So you've been out there since then.
Yeah. I've been out there, and just he hasn't come back down at me. So we're good there.
Gabe, you got any more questions right now? Kyle's going to be back sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. We're going to have we're his wheels are running. I can see him spinning over there.
I thought of another one. We didn't talk about. You've had some publications, right?
Yeah. So I think it was 3 years ago. I was on the cover of the Outdoor Oklahoma. The Outdoor Oklahoma magazine has a photography showcase every year, and they chose one of my pictures of a barred owl to put on the front of it. So I got to have the cover of that one year. So that was pretty neat. Tamron Lenses have done like a news settler of some of my photos for the 150 to 600 as a Tamron lens. I sent them some of my photos that I took with the lens, and they liked it enough that they wanted to use it to send out in their newsletter for their news settler for.
Wow.
I've been in the Oklahoma Today. That's on. I can't remember what picture it was now. I have them all saved. All the magazines that I've been in.
Yeah. I did not realize that, Kyle. I really didn't.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, we saw each other. We'd see each other sporadically for the last 10 years or so, 12 years. Every so often, and we go long periods of time. And I had no idea about all that.
So when my owl photo was on the Outdoor Oklahoma, I would tell people, I do wildlife photography.
Yeah.
Which, I would be like, have you seen?
Term.
Yeah. Have you seen the picture of the owl in the magazine? And they're like, yes. I'm like, that's mine.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, and then they really get into it. But,
people love animals.
Yeah.
And things like that.
No, yeah, I really enjoy it. And it's something I love to do. And,
right. That's the key.
Right.
Find something you love to do and you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And that's the whole key with everything. It truly is. Well, Gabe, you got any more questions? We've been going over an hour, 1 hour and 7 minutes, roughly. Huh? Think we can get an episode out of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You may split this one up in 2 episodes.
No. Yeah, and then like I said, I can always come back and I have more topics to bring up, but it'd be a long.
Hey, no, we're going to spread this out, and you're on call. Okay, just consider yourself on retainer.
Okay.
On call.
All right.
Yeah. We're not going to pay anything. Yeah. You're on call.
I'll
try to give you 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. You know the long trip I got to take, right?
Yeah, I know. You only need about 2 days notice.
Yeah.
Now you could have a family activity going on. I know that.
No,
we're liking Monday nights to tape, aren't we, Gabe? Still, we're liking Monday nights. And what's going to happen is we probably don't need. We're going to probably do a show next week, and then in 2 weeks we're going to go somewhere up north in 2 weeks. We're not going to Minnesota.
No,
we're almost. We're going up around the 30th parallel north of here in 2 weeks for an off the grid thing. It's a really interesting topic also. Then we may take a little couple of week break around Thanksgiving because family's going to be in. And deer season, gun season starts about 3 weeks from yesterday or Saturday or whatever. But Kyle, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
It's been great.
It's
been great.
Appreciate coming down here and doing this. It's fun.
You had fun, didn't you?
Yeah.
You did a great job. I knew you could take off and just go.
Yeah. No, it's fun.
It is.
Good to be able to talk to, like I said, I don't go out and talk to that many people.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Everything, photography, because it can, I'd be out shooting the moon. Probably,
yeah.
The big moon, or the stars.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fascinating. And there's so many different things you can get into with the filming of nature and some people probably like to get films of cars and traffic.
Yeah.
It's unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Huh?
It's diverse.
It's diverse.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Hey, I'm going to wrap it up here. Okay. Great thanks to a good friend, Kyle Underwood, for his topic, talking about photography and mental health. And I want to thank Gabe Taylor, the tech man. He's got us going here. And want to thank my family, my wife, my family for all their support and everything and all this. So we will wrap this up and Okay. Let's take a break.
We want people to be able to follow Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to give you some information
so.
on how to follow Kyle.
Yeah.
So they can get information off of that screen right there.
Yeah. So Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, it's all Kyle Underwood Photography. But if you want to see everything I do, it'll be on Facebook.
Okay.
So Facebook's your big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram. You said TikTok also?
Yeah, I have a TikTok as well. But like I said, most of my stuff is on Facebook. That's where I post daily.
Cool.
So they can look at all that and get all the information they need to follow you. Great deal. Okay. Hey, we'll see you.
Yeah.
We'll see you. Between the Sticks fans, like us and share us and comment.
Yeah, for sure.
See ya.